Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live each day as if it were the best? What if the secret to a fuller and more balanced life was acting with the confidence of someone who has already won? Today, we'll explore Stoicism and discover how acting like you're your best can transform your life. Are you curious? So keep watching. Stoicism is a practical philosophy that teaches us to deal with life's challenges with wisdom, serenity, and resilience. In this video, you will learn how to incorporate this powerful idea into your everyday life. Let's talk about temperance, self-confidence, and inspiring lessons from thinkers like Marco Aurelio. Get ready to change the way you look at life. Chapter 1. What is Stoicism? Stoicism, often described as a philosophy of life, is more than a set of ancient ideas. It is a silent invitation to introspection, a call for serenity amid the chaos of human existence. To understand it, just look at the words of its masters. Marco Aurelio, in his Meditations, considered that happiness depends on the quality of thoughts. With this, he did not seek to teach about toxic positivity, but about the nobility of a disciplined spirit shaped by discernment. Imagine for a moment being in a rough sea. The waves come towards you, threatening to swallow everything around you. The Stoic, in this scenario, does not try to stop the waters or flee far away. It becomes the solid rock that withstands the impact without breaking. Living according to Stoic principles is recognizing that life is unpredictable, but the reaction to it is within your control. And therein lies the transformative power of this philosophy. To say that Stoicism preaches passive acceptance would be simplistic. On the contrary, it teaches deliberate action, conscious choice. By dividing the world into what is and what is not within our purview, it frees us from a useless burden. It's not about giving up. It's about fighting the battles that matter. Just as a gardener tends his soil, eliminating weeds and growing flowers, Stoicism asks us to cultivate our spirit, removing unnecessary worries and nurturing virtues. And what about those who confuse resignation with weakness? There is nothing further from the truth. A Stoic accepts reality without bending to it, adapting to circumstances with a grace that few dare to achieve. He understands that every obstacle is a lesson in disguise, an opportunity for growth hidden in the midst of difficulties. Chapter 2. Acting like it's the best. Acting like you're the best is an intriguing concept, but it's not about boasting or arrogance. It is, in fact, an exercise in self-confidence and purpose. When you take this stance, you're telling the world and yourself that you believe in the value of effort. It's like wearing a new pair of shoes. At first, they may feel uncomfortable, but over time, they mold to the shape of your feet, becoming a natural extension of who you are. But how to translate this idea into practical action? Imagine yourself facing a seemingly impossible challenge. Instead of giving into fear, visualize yourself having already overcome the obstacle. This small mental adjustment changes your entire approach, bringing clarity and courage. It's not magic. It is the strength of imagination aligned with determination. However, acting like the best does not mean ignoring flaws or weaknesses. On the contrary, it is a call to embrace them and transform them into points of strength. It's like a sculptor who looks at a block of raw marble and sees the masterpiece hidden within. Each stroke of the chisel reveals something more beautiful, more true. Finally, there is a subtle beauty in acting like you are the best, not because you need to prove something to someone, but because by doing so, you inspire others to do the same. And so, in a world filled with doubt, you become a light, a beacon, guiding those around you onto a path of self-discovery and excellence. Chapter 3. Temperance as a foundation. Temperance in Stoicism is like the constant melody of a violin in the midst of a chaotic orchestra. It guides the spirit, allowing each note or action to find its place without rushing, without excess. It is not just about moderation in the trivial sense, but about balance in the deepest aspect of existence. balance. He who practices temperance does not renounce pleasure or desire, it just directs them to where they are truly useful. Imagine life as a banquet. There are varied dishes, vibrant colors, intoxicating aromas. The temperate person does not throw himself on the table or turn his face away in contempt. He savors each morsel carefully, recognizing that abundance can be as treacherous a trap as scarcity. Marcus Aurelius, in his wisdom, once reflected, "Keep it simple, remember your purpose, and act according to nature." To those observing from the outside, temperance may seem like a quiet virtue, but it carries monumental strength. It is like the invisible foundation of a great building. No one sees her, but without her, everything falls apart. In practice, this quality teaches us to control our impulses, to recognize that there is a right time for everything. It's an invitation to introspection, a call to listen to what really matters amid the noise of the world. Stoicism does not idealize the absence of emotion, but rather mastery over it. Temperance is the art of transforming internal storms into calm breezes. After all, who has never lost themselves in unnecessary anger or fleeting desire? The temperate person understands that these feelings are not enemies, but unwanted guests who can be politely dismissed. Chapter 4, a practical example. Storytelling is one of the most profound ways to learn, and Stoicism often finds its echo in concrete examples. Imagine Joanna, a young lawyer, dealing with harsh criticism from her superiors. Instead of responding impulsively or cowering in insecurity, she decides to apply the Stoic principles she so admires. Take a deep breath, reflect on what is in your control, and then adjust your approach with equanimity and purpose. The impact of this choice goes beyond the immediate. By practicing self-control, Joanna not only improves her performance, but inspires her colleagues with her posture. Criticism, previously seen as an adversary, becomes an ally in disguise. As Seneca would say, adversity awakens in us capabilities that, under favorable circumstances, would have remained dormant. This narrative, although simple, encapsulates the essence of Stoicism. Philosophy teaches us that every situation, good or bad, carries a hidden lesson. It's like walking through an unknown forest and finding precious stones hidden under dry leaves. To see them, you need to look carefully, with patience. Practicing temperance and self-control is not about denying emotions, but about choosing how to react to them. And like Joanna, each of us can find in Stoicism a tool to transform everyday challenges into springboards for personal growth. After all, the secret is not what we face, but how we choose to respond to it. Chapter 5, Resilience and Serenity. Resilience, at the heart of Stoicism, is like the wood of an oak that, even in the face of the strongest winds, bends without breaking. It is not simply about enduring adversity, but facing them with the calm courage of someone who knows that each blow of life shapes something more resistant within themselves. Seneca, in his Reflections, said that adversity is like fire to gold. It purifies it. This brilliant metaphor encapsulates the idea that challenges do not destroy us, but rather polish us as long as we allow them to. Along our journey, life throws its tests, big and small. A resilient heart understands that each difficulty carries with it a hidden purpose, a lesson ready to be discovered. Just as rain is not only an interruption, but also what allows flowers to grow, life's most difficult experiences fertilize our inner soil, preparing us to flourish in future times. It is not passive acceptance, but an active embrace of what is inevitable, followed by a pursuit of growth. Serenity, on the other hand, goes hand in hand with resilience. She is the stillness in the storm, the silence before the sunrise. It does not mean the absence of emotions, but the ability to keep them under control. Imagine a deep, calm lake. Even when the surface is disturbed by strong winds, its depths remain untouched. This is the spirit of a Stoic, who finds peace even when everything around them seems to be falling apart. Each person carries within them a latent capacity for resilience. However, like any muscle, it needs to be exercised to grow. It is in moments of doubt, fear, or pain that it gains its true strength. Resilience is the shield that protects us and the sword that drives us forward, even when the path seems insurmountable. Chapter 6. Philosophy in Action. Applying Stoicism to everyday situations is both an art and a science. Taking action, even in the face of fear or uncertainty, requires not only courage, but also intention. An example of this can be seen in situations that many would consider trivial, but which, when seen from the perspective of Stoicism, become opportunities for transformation. Imagine someone speaking in public for the first time, sweat running down their forehead and their voice shaking in the first few seconds. At that moment, a person decides to remember a simple principle: what others think is out of their control, but their own surrender, their truth, is completely in their hands. This change of perspective is liberating. By focusing on what can be done and letting go of what is uncontrollable, a person not only finds confidence, but also learns that true power lies in doing the best within your means. It's not about being flawless. It's about being authentic. Acting with intention transforms small gestures into powerful statements, as if each choice echoes something bigger, something eternal. Stoicism ultimately invites us to live fully in the present, without being consumed by fears of the past or anxieties about the future. He challenges us to act as if each moment were a blank canvas, ready to receive our colors, our choices. And it is in this simple act of doing, of acting with purpose and awareness, that we find our strength, not just as individuals, but as part of something bigger, a resilient and capable humanity. Chapter 7. Connections with modernity. The art of recognizing the impermanence of things is one of the most profound lessons that Stoicism can offer. Life, like a dancing flame in the wind, is beautiful precisely because of its fragility. Marco Aurelio reflected on this when he said, "Notice how everything that happens is part of a universal pattern, like the leaves that fall in autumn. This is not a resigned acceptance, but a celebration of ephemerality as something essential to the very essence of existence." Imagine a river that flows endlessly. Each drop that passes will never be seen again, and yet the river remains, constant and always in motion. This is life, a continuous flow, where each moment is unique and at the same time part of something bigger. Recognizing impermanence frees us from the shackles of unnecessary attachment, teaching us to appreciate what we have without trying to hold on to it forever. After all, what is eternal does not need to be fixed. Its eternity resides in the memory we leave behind. Stoicism invites us to find peace in the midst of transience, not as someone moving away, but as someone approaching with open eyes. When we accept that everything is fleeting, love, pain, glory, failure, we make space to live fully. There is no waste, just the awareness that every moment is precious because it is unrepeatable. Life, in its essence, is a mosaic of moments that together make up an unparalleled work of art. This philosophy does not ask us to renounce our feelings, but to understand them and live them with balance. Losing something or someone is not a tragedy. It's part of the natural cycle we all share. The pain of loss, although inevitable, can be softened by understanding that the value of things is not in their permanence, but in the impact they had while they were present. The Stoic, therefore, is not saddened to see the leaves fall. He rejoices to have witnessed her beauty. Just as the seasons change, so do our own moods and circumstances. What seemed unbearable yesterday may be just a distant memory today. It is in this flow that we find strength, in the ability to adapt to what comes and what goes. There is no resistance to the inevitable, but an active acceptance that turns every moment into a lesson. Living with this perspective is like walking through a field of flowers that bloom and wither under the same sky. Instead of lamenting the fallen petals, we are grateful for having seen them bloom. And by internalizing this wisdom, we find a rare serenity, a peace that does not depend on what we have or lost, but on the way we choose to see it. After all, life, like the river, continues and we flow with it, learning to be instead of just possessing. So ready to start acting like you're the best. Remember, practicing Stoicism is not about perfection, but about constant progress. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and activate the bell so you don't miss our next content. Until next time, may you continue to act with excellence. FAQs. What does it mean to act like you're the best? It means adopting a mindset of confidence and striving for excellence, even in challenging situations. How can Stoicism help me in my everyday life? It teaches you to focus on what is within your control, helping you to better deal with problems and decisions. How important is temperance in Stoicism? Temperance brings balance, essential for making rational decisions and avoiding excesses. Who are the main Stoic thinkers? Epictetus, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Zeno of Citium are the best-known names. Is Stoicism relevant today? Yes, its practical application is a timeless guide to a more balanced and resilient life. Video description for SEO. Act like you're the best. This Stoic principle, based on lessons from great thinkers such as Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, invites us to live with purpose and authenticity. In this video, we explore how Stoic philosophy can transform your life, helping you achieve serenity, resilience, and personal growth, even in the face of adversity. Discover how small shifts in your mindset can create a powerful, lasting impact on your self-development journey. With practical examples, reflective stories, and an engaging approach, you will learn to apply the concepts of temperance, self-control, and acceptance in practice, bringing balance to your daily choices. If you seek wisdom, happiness, and a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you, this video is for you. Watch now and start your personal transformation. Video tags for SEO. Stoicism, Stoic philosophy, temperance, serenity, resilience, personal growth, life lesson, wisdom, reflection, personal development, Marcus Aurelius, Stoicism, Seneca, Epictetus, mental health. What is Stoicism? Happiness. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel for more inspiring videos. Activate the bell to receive notifications. Like and share this content with someone who needs this message. Leave it in the comments. What did you like most about this video? How do you apply Stoicism in your life? We love hearing your reflections.